welcome to Conversations with Neuvias. My name is Carol. We have the lovely Marge, and in the background, we have also our lovely Lynn today.
Cameraless,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
but a
she's
beautiful,
there.
beautiful lady.
So, our topic today, we've been discussing this for an early morning, Lynn's late morning or late evening, but it's going to be called the ripple effect of kindness. And we wanted to do this podcast today because just everything going on in the world, good and bad, the disasters that are happening throughout the world. So I thought this would be a good conversation to have today. So, where do we
Absolutely.
start?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very challenging for a lot of people right now. I know I live in Texas, and so I know we've had recent floods, and I know it's hitting New Mexico as well right now. And it's just not us. I mean, there's other parts of the countries that are being affected by floods and just any type of natural disaster at the moment going on. So I thought this would be something to discuss because there's a lot of good out there that's happening, but there's also a lot of negative, I guess, energies also that are happening. And so we just wanted to kind of get some genuine conversation going with that today.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
conversation reminds me of a quote that I've read from Mother Teresa when they asked her to participate in an anti-war protest. She goes, "No, I will not participate in an anti-war protest. If you have a a protest for peace, I will
Mhm.
stand with you for peace." And that's just the different mindset that really makes an impact on people. If you're looking for a peaceful resolution to a situation rather
Mhm.
than looking at the anxiety and the negativity around things, changing
No.
that perspective makes a big difference.
Mhm. Yeah, it's all about, the compassion and people coming together and helping each other regardless of race, politics, or age. This is not a time to
Everything.
discriminate at all.
Yeah. That unity will help everybody.
Absolutely. No, I agree. Um, so I pulled a couple of decks today too, March, just because sources telling this is what we've got going. So I have the Archangel Power tarot cards. I'm also using the Karma cards, and then of course Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is for healing, and so I thought this would be a good topic, or a good, sorry,
Nice.
cards to utilize today, for the discussion that we are currently having.
You have like a whole card library.
I do. And this is my whole, yeah. I have a whole wall of just nothing but tarot cards and
We'll have to do
oracle
a tour
cards.
of your card library someday. Take your
Yes,
camera.
um, yes. So I just love anything that kind of grasps my attention, and Source lets me know which ones I truly need to utilize. So yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, there's a lot of trauma going on, and people having to process through that, and so it's just a number of things going on, but like I said,
Yeah.
and then you're hopefully putting yourself in those people's shoes of what's going on, and solidifying comfort rather than being ugly about it.
Yeah.
So I pulled the Archangel Power cards, and the first one we got is Solutions. And if you can see that beautiful card,
Mhm.
Angel overseeing the mountains and so forth. And this card says success that comes from objective compromises, self control and patience, forgiving and healing energy. So yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So it's just, yeah, we're gonna need a lot of patience with specifically everything going on.
Mm.
Um, and then, of course, forgiveness and healing energy, or forgiving, I'm sorry, and healing energy. I would say this is Archangel Zadkiel. Zadkiel. I guess that's how you say it. And so this archangel comes to just show you, like we were discussing, compassion, forgiveness, understanding, because as like I was just saying, you need to put yourself in people's shoes because you don't really know what they're going through. Um, and that's the only way that you'll find understanding of, okay, I get it. So, um,
Yeah.
since we're on the topic of um, the the effects of kindness. I forgot what I was talking about, but the effects of kindness. Marge, what do you feel is like an effect of kindness or a ripple effect?
I think that if you see something, so if you kind of think about this, if you see some kid video or a kid in the street playing and having a beautiful time and they laugh, laughing is infectious. Joy is infectious.
Mm-hmm.
Emotions are contagious. And so if you're increasing your joy by seeing something like that, you pass that joy on to the next person. They pass it to the next person. Just like a virus, the joy can spread just as much as discord can.
Yes, no, I agree. How about you, Lynn? How do you feel about that same question?
Yeah, I agree with Marge. Just like laughing is contagious, kindness works the same way. So, you ever notice how when someone genuinely smiles at you, you kinda can't help but smile back?
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. So, or when someone's unexpectedly kind, it makes you want to pass it on. That's the ripple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that thing that people do once in a while here where you'll pay for somebody behind you at a drive-through fast food place or
Hmm.
coffee place, and then the next person pays, the next person pays
Yeah.
for the
The
person
pay it
behind,
forward.
the pay it
Hmm.
forward thing.
The
And
pay
that's
it
just a
forward.
natural thing because people get excited about that.
Oh my God, yeah.
They're happy that somebody paid for their coffee, and yeah, I'll pay for the next person's coffee. And that kind of kindness really just increases somebody's energy for the whole day. They'll go home and they'll tell people about it, and then they'll say, this happened to so and so. It goes, and they're so excited.
Yeah. No, I agree. Even as humanity is waking up, you're starting to see a lot more people come together, regardless of the negative energy that's still out there. It's unfortunate that people are still living in this horrible, upset mindset that doesn't do anything for anybody, specifically them. And so,
Yeah.
no, I agree. The pay it forward method. I mean, there's the movies on about it. I started with a little boy, true story, and so it just grew and grew. And it doesn't pay anything to help have an act of kindness at all. You don't have to go out above and beyond to do anything. Just simple.
Spend a moment with somebody, and it can be literally a moment, say, oh, I like your dress, or
Yeah.
just that kind of thing with genuine kindness lifts people up.
Mm.
Yes. No, I agree. Um, I will say, it's all about reconnecting. Humanity is kind of where it boils down to in the end. I just think with everything going on, every time I'm scrolling, and I was telling Marge this too earlier, and Lynn, that I just see the good parts of people helping, and then of course the negative parts, and you just think like, I don't understand, and I was telling Marge this too. I don't sometimes understand why these people have such harsh reactions to something that just such a disaster happened, and they're not being compassionate towards or showing any type of empathy towards these people that are going through a hard time and some serious suffering and trauma. And so
Yeah.
Yeah.
it just makes me go like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it.
I feel sorry for people with that mindset. It's so sad because what kind of a life or what kind of a situation are you in that that's your mindset? I can't imagine. cannot imagine looking at something and feeling that way, in a negative way about it at all, and telling people that, oh, good for them, that's what they get, that's what they deserve. What? No.
Mm,
And these are
no.
the same people. What's funny is these are the same people that would defend a dog from a stranger, a dog they didn't even know. But
Mhm.
with certain, you know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
so
Yeah.
with certain situations, they get this mindset that they're against some group, some they, and they just can't see the humanity of the situation. It doesn't
Mhm.
mean the people are bad that are saying that. It's just they're in a weird mindset.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I look at people like that, they just don't love themselves enough to
Yeah,
understand,
Yeah.
until something hits them over the head or they get something horrible happens to where it's a wake up call for them. Unfortunately, then they'll realize, like, why was I being that way? Or, what was I thinking? Or, like you said, who knows, and the worst thing about this whole ordeal too is every time you're just there trying to comfort people and show compassion and be compassionate towards them because of their trials and tribulations that they're going through, has to be politics has to kick in there somewhere. And politics has nothing to do with anything. That's the worst thing that frustrates me tremendously, is like, let's just bring politics into this because that's where we are. No, you know what?
right.
You were born, you didn't have politics in your life. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
still out there, but it's not like everything has to circulate right to politics. Like, leave it
true.
politics out of this, period.
Yeah. I think some of that, Carol, at least here in the United States, I don't know about other parts of the world, so I'm not exposed to them as much. But I think part of it here, like with the news media and stuff like that, like have press conferences about what's happened, specifically there in Texas, and the reporters are asking political questions of the politicians, which makes sense. But
Right.
it's because if they don't do it now, it's never going to take off. Kind of like when there's a shooting at a school or something. If they don't address it then, they're
Hmm.
not going to get answers. The problem is you don't ever get answers on those things.
Now,
You have to make the change. We all have to make the change in ourselves so we can push it out into the world to resolve these situations. They shouldn't be happening in the first place.
I know
And it's
I
our
agree.
responsibility.
Hmm. What about you, Lynn? How do y'all handle it during a disaster over there where you're at in the Philippines?
I actually pray for those people showing those, weird things like they keep on saying rude words or harsh things. Actually, um with patience and forgiveness to those words, those are some of the most powerful ripples we can send out right now because
Hmm.
they soften the harshness in the world.
Right.
So, yeah, instead of choosing anger, choose peace.
Yeah.
Yes, good, definitely good words. Speaking of peace, I'm gonna pull Archangel Raphael. Archangel Raphael is used for healing. I rarely pull this deck, but today it was just drawn my attention, like, because of everything going on. And Raphael's like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's time. It's a very good book. But this is a very good deck for people who are dealing with, you know, just not feeling good or just wanting some clarification about their situation. People hear horrible news all the time, and some people don't know how to cope with it effectively,
True.
as Mom was telling us the story beforehand. But you heal yourself, you heal your body, you heal your life. So, but we got stretch. So
Ah,
yeah, stretch. It's interesting. A lot of things, sometimes we don't do this all the time, which, it doesn't take but a whole maybe 3 or 4 minutes out of your time. Dear, and it's also a prayer. So when you utilize this deck, or if you ever pick up this deck, it's a prayer for you. And it says, "Dear Archangel Raphael, thank you for staying by my side and motivating me to take excellent care of myself in all ways. In all ways, not just, yeah,
Always.
always."
Mentally,
So
physically, emotionally.
yes. It's
Yeah.
finding when you're going through those traumatic experiences, finding that inner strength within you to help you get to the next day and the next day. It's not always easy because you will falter back because of the memory and the pain and the anguish, but you keep trying to push yourself forward. I do know here in Texas they were saying, like, we're gonna get through this. We always get through this. And everybody does. And March y'all had y'all's flood,
Yep.
and so we just continue to push forward. Yes, it was a horrible ordeal when it happened, and we can't change that, because it's already happened. And so
Right.
all we can do is just push forward and keep going.
Yep.
I remember when did y'all's happen, March? I completely forgot.
The end of September. It was September 29th, I think.
And I know Lynn has quite a bit of tsunamis where she's at.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
Tsunamis, or what do you call them, Lynn? Those storms?
Um, Typhoon, you mean? And we
Typhoon.
also have here, we experience storm surges.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
Messy.
yeah, very messy.
Yeah, this happened quite a bit. Another thing that you can offer people, since we were on this topic, is just listening. People want to tell their stories and grieve, and some people, that's how people grieve. And so just
Yeah.
lending an ear to someone is not going to take but a moment of your time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about you, but I like to listen to elderly just tell their stories because they have the most awesome stories to tell.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
You
Yeah.
think sometimes, like, dang, I wish I was there.
Right.
Yeah. Can you think of anything else, or Marge, or Len, to bring comfort, or how you bring comfort to others, or show some type of compassion?
Yeah, I think the time is probably the most important thing. I feel that way with even with family and birthday presents and stuff like that. I'd rather spend time with you than have
Mhm.
you, get something from me. Time is one thing that is precious. And we're only here in this incarnation for a very, very, very short time in the scheme of things. So take advantage of those moments and experience all that life has to give to you. And whether that's giving compassion to somebody by listening to them or smiling at them when you can tell somebody's having a bad day, lend them a hand. Take their grocery cart for them. You know,
Oh
simple
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that make a big difference for people.
Hmm.
Carry their bag of groceries for them if they're struggling, or even if they're not. You
Yeah.
get moments.
How about you, Lynn?
I just want to say that I love the card that you pulled, the stretch that hits for me because it's like the universe is saying, yep, kindness, forgiveness, patience, they're beautiful, but they're gonna stretch you. So
True.
it's not always easy to be the bigger person, to stay soft when the world feels hard. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do challenges us the most. So it actually stretches our comfort zone, our pride, and our timing. But that stretch, that's where growth lives. That's where healing happens.
Yeah.
That's true.
No,
True.
I completely agree with that because I know it does stretch our tension, especially around communities and stuff, and the grieving, and the trauma. Just it's a lot of just emotional havoc that dwells within you because of everything going on. And So yeah, I completely go. That's why I think the Archangel Raphael deck is very good for like if you're needing some comfort or some healing. This is a very good deck to have
Yeah.
on hand, just to pull it when you're just not 100% sure. You know, if you've gotten, like Marge said earlier, like a bad, or you went to the doctor and they told you had this or that. You know, you don't have to take that to heart. You know, you take
Yeah.
that how you're going to take that. So,
That's
um,
true.
another one I know with an act of kindness is gratitude, practicing gratitude. We don't do that enough. I don't think so. You know, I
True.
think we take gratitude for granted, you know, and it's a very
Yeah.
unfortunate thing. But just showing hope, you know, and giving encouragement, encouraging words helps people. There's just so much you can do with gratitude. Like, you know, March earlier said, pay it forward. You know, that's showing gratitude.
Hmm.
Giving, you know, a rain jacket to somebody because they're soaking wet. That's gratitude. You know, there's so many things that can point to gratitude. And once again, I'm going to sit here and tell you that it doesn't cost a thing to have gratitude. You know, we have
That's true.
breath, you know, we're breathing, we have a roof over our heads, you know, and sometimes even if you don't have that, you know, you're still breathing, you know, you're still living. That's just gratitude enough right there.
Right.
So yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Can
And
you, uh-huh, go ahead, Lynn.
yeah, so in practicing gratitude is like the heartbeat of that ripple effect. And the
Hmm.
cool thing is, gratitude is also contagious. So when someone shares what they're thankful for, it
Mhm.
inspires us to look at our lives differently. It's like a gentle reset, reminding us that even in chaos, there's always something to appreciate, and
Very
that's the
true.
energy that heals.
That's true.
Yeah.
How about you,
You.
Marge? What do you feel about gratitude, or what we're gonna say? Sorry.
Oh, no, my day to day is trying to make sure that I'm grateful for things when things are, well, especially when things are hard. Sometimes it's a little difficult to pull yourself out of a difficult situation and find the gratitude. But like you said, I've got a standard list that when things are too hard to think of what to be grateful for, I woke up today, my eyes open, I can see, I am sleeping in a bed. You know, all these things, I can hear the birds. I'm very fortunate, very fortunate. And as you start naming those things and thinking about, there are so many people that didn't wake up today that wanted
Yeah.
to, or can't see and want to, or having medical issues that you don't have, or any number of things, don't have a home or a bed to lay in, or don't have food for their family. You're very fortunate if you're sitting here listening to this. There
Yeah.
is no doubt.
I know.
And the
Every day.
world in, go ahead, honey.
No, I was just gonna say every day, just be grateful for just the little things, you know, that
Yeah,
we overlook all the time.
yeah. As I was making my pot of coffee this morning, and I heard a hawk outside screaming and screaming. They're yelling to shake up the little bunnies so they can have some breakfast. And I'm like, oh, they're so beautiful. And finding joy and gratitude in that experience, gratitude
Mhm.
for your experience of life makes time more precious, makes everything more precious. And it enables you to share that with others.
Yeah, no, I agree. Even it's the way I see gratitude is about finding that inner strength within you and just like, you know, like you said, I got up today, I'm breathing, you know. Um, you don't have to stress yourself over just, oh my God, here we go again. Here's another day, and you
Right.
know, I gotta go do this. I gotta go to work, and you know,
Yeah.
that's not the gratitude we're talking about. It's just, you know, you're alive. You're finding your way. You're enjoying just precious little moments that we, like I said, we continuously overlook throughout the day. You know, you set that mindset in the morning, so if you're already in that mindset of, oh my God, I want to do this, then that's what's going to linger the whole day for you.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if you, yeah, just change that mindset of just being grateful and getting up and just going about your day. I mean, you will see a whole lot in your life just change and persevere over the negative energy that tries to swing in.
Now, that's not to say that negative energy is always bad. I mean, you have
Yeah.
to have some experience, or the good wouldn't mean much. If everything was good, what would what would really make you happy? You got to have both. It's the yin and the yang, the
Mm-mm.
pro and the con, whatever it is. But getting stuck in that negative mindset, or the misery, or the victimization, or whatever mindset, or fear, getting stuck there is not a pleasant way to live your life. So you want to experience it and embrace all of the emotions you're having, but try to bring yourself back in a gentle manner to a more positive mindset.
Yeah. And can I add something as well?
Oh yeah, go ahead, Lynn.
Yeah, I just want to say that it's also easy to miss our blessings when we're busy looking at someone else's life. With
Ah, that's
yes, like social media especially makes it tempting to compare. We see the highlight reels, the perfect moments, and start feeling like we're behind or not enough. But the truth is, comparison blinds us. So it
mhm.
makes us forget that our life has beauty too, even if it looks different. So sometimes we're so focused on what's missing that we don't see what's already there. That's where gratitude comes in, and it snaps us out of that, fog. It helps us shift from I'm not where I want to be to wow, look how far I've come.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amen.
I agree. And unfortunately, looking at the two Marge and Lynn, is we're our worst enemies. Like that's, we have to
Mhm.
not be so
Yeah.
hard on ourselves because you have done so much. You are perfect. You're a beautiful being, and
Yeah.
you just need to embrace that. Like I have done a lot. I've come far. I've have a good life and just continue that. And I agree with Marge too. There has to be balance. You can't have rain without sunshine. You can't have light without darkness. And so that just having that balance makes you stronger as you're growing and learning and evolving from those different I guess things that you're learning from, whether they're mistakes, whether they're not mistakes, you're always learning and growing.
Yeah. Even when you're in the middle of a situation, it's like, this, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. There's a reason you're doing it, and it's to help you grow. No matter
Yes.
what it is, you're getting where you're supposed to go. Don't worry
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah.
And
Trust the
like Lynn
process.
said, yeah, and like Lynn said earlier, every situation is different. It's how
Yeah.
you handle that situation is gonna be your outcome of how you deal with that.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna pull karma cards because I think karma cards are really good for people, and they're basic, just little cards to help you. If you're like, okay, well, I want to go out and do something good in the world. If you have to think about it, and you're like, what can I do to volunteer or whatever it is that this the situation that you want to do something grateful for. Like I said, it doesn't cost anything to just show a little bit of gratitude.
Hmm.
We got ask someone to give a donation in your name instead of buying you a gift for your birthday. I think that's what you said earlier, Marge, wasn't it?
Well, spend time, but yeah,
Yeah,
time is
time,
energy.
time.
I like that.
Yeah, yeah. So just donation. I think people. I see that all the time on Facebook where you can donate to their like a pet place or something that instead
Right.
of giving them money, you can do give to a foundation or something like
Yeah.
that. So I think that's a really good one. I'm gonna pull another one because I kind of do like this. It says the next time you're out with friends, tell each of them your favorite memory of them. And it's funny because
Oh,
that's kind of
that's
what we were
nice.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Isn't
those
that
are
fun?
just, yeah, and those are just little cherished moments. You know, you meet people, you know, by reason or not. How there's a saying that goes, you meet people. I forgot how it goes, but have you remember that saying? There's a reason you meet people or something like that. I don't know. I can't
Yeah,
remember
I
off the
can't think
top
of
of
the
my
actual
head.
phrase. We'll have to think it
Yeah.
up. I don't remember.
Okay.
There's a reason you meet everybody that you meet.
Yeah.
Everybody. People you're
Yeah.
passing on the street and people that you become friends with or family
Mhm.
with.
People you are helping, you know, during these times, people that you're out there helping, like Marge was mentioning earlier, that some of the videos she's been seeing with everything going on is people just coming together and helping them, you know, getting on their boats and going helping, you know, look for people or they're finding pets, you know, just
People in
things like
trees and
mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
helping one another as realizing that we're all human beings. We're all part of the same unity. And
yes,
so have some compassion. If you have time, energy, money that you can help anybody, it impacts the entire world every time you do it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's also a blessing. Like, you know, the more you do, the more you're blessed. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that there's a balance there as well, but I'm just saying, you know, just smiling at somebody, you know, that's can be a blessing for you somewhere else. You know, it's just a give and take, like we've been saying here, the yin and yang process. You know, you can have the good without the bad.
Yeah.
Were you gonna add something, Lynn?
And no, no.
Okay.
Agree with you.
Okay.
No, I have this in mind that instead of just the usual, when you meet your friends, hey, what's up? I like hey, remember the time you made me laugh so hard that I cried? I love that instead of what's up?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I can't want. I really don't like that one. And you call somebody, they're like, "What's up?" Like I feel like bothering them or something.
What do
But
you want?
yeah, like, geez, let me just click this off. Real I'm using no rotary phones, by the way, people.
Oh
Not
yeah.
the cell phone. Honestly, people don't know what those are anymore.
That funny.
Yeah, that's how we did it back in the day. um, but I will pull another one before we close this out from the archangels, just because they're telling you. Don't forget my deck over here. So,
Oh
but
yeah. It was funny when you were saying you're picking out the Archangel Raphael cards. I could almost see him saying, "Take me. It's my turn. Take me."
yeah, I know. Yeah, that is Raphael. I just that the prayers are just very strong and very empowering. I cannot stress
Hmm.
that enough. But I'm actually, yeah, I'm doing the Archangel power. So let's see what they say. The moon. This is Archangel Haniel here. And she says the opportunity to improve your plans, listen to your intuition for accurate guidance, face your fears, and grow stronger. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Because,
Those cards are
because of what we're talking about, the effects of kindness, we do have that fear. So, and she's emphasizing to face this fear head on, uh, with a strong mindset,
yeah.
because you're getting the guidance and stuff that you need to process whatever it is that you're going through or growing from.
Hmm.
So yeah, the opportunity to improve your plans. So yeah.
Very interesting.
I know. I find that interesting since we are talking about the ripple effects of kindness, that she added that on to face your fears and grow strong.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's what Lynn was
Um,
saying earlier.
yep. Oh, that's right,
Challenges.
Lynn.
Yep.
I forgot. I completely forgot. Oh yeah, that's right, Lynn. Yeah. Face your fears.
Yep.
Um, I don't have anything else to add for this lovely conversation. I know we could go on and because there's just, like I said, there's so much going on in the world right now as far as disasters go, and we wanted to do this podcast today just to help bring a little, shed a little bit of light on understanding, the profound of what was truly a devastating time for each and all of us. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Do you have anything to add, Marge?
Not at all. I'm just going to send peace out into the world, and hopefully we can ease the pain of some of the people that are in pain right now, regardless of what's caused their pain, and bring the vibration up so people are more at ease and see that life can be easier than they're making it.
Yeah, I agree.
Spread love.
Mm.
Yeah, spread love. It doesn't cost anything to spread love.
Mm,
If you
yeah.
can be there to nurture and help somebody during their trying times, have a listening ear. It's that easy.
Right.
Uh, so, well, this has been a very good conversation today. I'm glad we did do this today. My name is Carol. You can visit Neuvias at www.neuvias.com. And Marge loves to do the ending
Don't forget
closeout.
to like and subscribe, and please make a comment if you have any questions or like to add anything to the conversation. We love having those interactions.
Absolutely. Glenn, you want to add anything?
No, just always be kind. Always be kind.
Yep.
Absolutely. And very grateful. Thank you once again. We love you. Just like, share, like Marge said, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Thank you. Love y'all.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.